relaxed after we play. And if you leave this space relaxed, guess what? You're going to probably be a nicer person when you meet someone out there, right? So in that small way, we're creating an opportunity for people to be more relaxed and nicer to one another, you know. And it's through this music, and it has nothing really to do with. It has to do with the intention that we have and the type of sound that we create. And we play other things besides handpans, but the handpan has really been the focus of our work, so that's what we're going to showcase here tonight. So again, we're going to start now. You ready? So we're going to play a little bit, and then Danny's from DeLand, and Danny is like he was the original handpan player of Florida. And pretty much, right, Danny?
Yeah.
So Danny was the first handpan player in Florida, and that was in what, 2008? Six. Wow. So Danny's been playing handpans for almost as soon as they were created. Yeah, right. So when the handpan was invented, I don't know if you even know what the instrument is, the story of the instrument. So that the instrument was called. There was a company in Bern, Switzerland that invented this instrument. And the company was called Pan Art. And so they made these instruments and kind of introduced them to the world. And quickly they became kind of popular. But because it's a handmade instrument, there just weren't many of them around, right? So the lines started forming. Only one company was building them. The guy who owned the company put out a book on how to build them because he said this thing is going to be popular, and we're going to need. Come on in.
There. I didn't know if it was bring your own or what the situation
Oh
was.
no, this isn't a jam. But
Okay.
yeah, you're welcome.
Just
you're
in
welcome.
case though.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know. What do you have? What scale?
This is her Yatao D-Curd, what, D-Curd 9, D-Curd 10?
Yeah, I don't know. It may not. It's probably not going to play with what we have, but it's okay. Just
Hey,
fine.
you know,
We'll give it a shot. It might go with Danny's pants.
Say hello to the community. I'm Danny, I'm from DeLand.
nice to meet you, Danny, from China.
Nice to meet you.
So we have chairs or cushions. What would you like?
We'll grab some cushions.
Okay.
First
Yeah,
time
and there's
here, we got a
even
little-
mats.
got a
Okay,
little
yeah. So,
awesome.
okay, great. Well, welcome. I'm John, and you are
Tony and Kelly.
Tony and Kelly. Welcome.
What's that?
This is very informal. So.
Right, yeah.
So I was explaining about the tea house, about this concept. Go ahead and get your stuff, and I'll just keep talking. So, but again, Danny was the first handpan player in Florida, and the handpan community in the United States is really small. It's probably, I don't know, what, a few thousand people maybe.
Yeah.
At that, you know. So and a lot of people see these instruments on YouTube and think, oh, everybody's got them, they're all over the place, but that's not the case. You know, they're still handmade. The ones that are coming out of China are not as handmade, and they're not also as good, but that could change in the future. So it's been an interesting evolution. The instrument has evolved since its beginning in 2000. It used to just be a basic 8 notes around a center note, and now it's multiple notes, bottom notes. I mean, it's an amazing thing to watch grow, and for us as musicians and practitioners of this instrument to watch this instrument evolve is like it's a unique and rare opportunity. Musical instruments coming into being does not happen that often. And, you know, there's lots and lots of electronic stuff now, but acoustic instruments like this, just look back in history. You know, when was it invented? And when those things come into being, this instrument has no precedent. There's no cultural reference. So you can do whatever you want with it. It came to us with no instructions. Right? Pretty much, Danny?
Pretty much.
And it was like, here it is, have fun with it. The original design was intended for families to interact with this instrument. It was called a sound sculpture. It was not considered a musical instrument per se. And the idea was that families would be able to walk up and play it and create beautiful sounds. And they can, and it's still that way. But as you can imagine, early on, some pretty talented percussionists got a hold of it and said, hey, that's a great idea, all that meditation, but watch this, you know, and they're ripping on these pans, and it sounds amazing, you know. So the instrument quickly became popular with a lot of people. But the problem was, they're handmade, so how do you make them? How do you do it? So the guy even created a book, how to make them. I bought the book, I spent 2 years and quite a few $1,000s making these instruments and never ever got one built. I mean, I got them shaped and everything, but never got a production instrument. After 2 years of banging on metal, I decided my back was not made for this. So I said, forget it, I'm not doing this. But there are probably, what, a dozen or more builders in the country?
Yeah, right now at this point, about a dozen. Yeah,
So-
I'm sure there's a lot more other, renegade makers that aren't on the radar either.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So the guy that invented the instrument put out a book on how to build them. And then people started building them. And then a few years later, guess what? He got very upset by it. And we don't understand it. But anyway, there's a lawsuit. It's a kind of a nasty story, but it kind of dampens the beauty of this instrument. So I'm not going to get into it too much. But the point is that it's still a handmade instrument. And because of that, there just aren't many of them in the world right now. In Florida, what do you guess? Probably less than 1,000 still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, there's 26 million people in Florida. Think about that for a second, These things hardly even exist,
We find our people.
Yeah. We started here in Jacksonville in 2000 and, I don't even remember when, 2014 or so. In 2019 we started a nonprofit, that's what it was. And we recruited a bunch of people here in the city. We had maybe 30 players, people that bought instruments, and it was very exciting. We had a group going, and we had a bunch of people we'd meet, and we still do. We meet monthly for jams, right here now. And anyway, the community grew so quick. We were all of a sudden the biggest handpan community in the United States. We only had 30 people. It was unbelievable. And this was in a couple of years. And I thought that was very odd. I thought, I used to talk to Felix, and he's like, dude, what are you doing down there? How are you getting all these people? New York City, they had fewer people playing these instruments. It was like crazy. So here we are, so we're still introducing the instrument to the world. And as you can see, there's 4 people here. You know what I mean? That's how little this instrument is known. And so if you're attracted to this, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being interested in this instrument, because I think it brings joy and peace to the world. And that's my goal. So anyway, SoundQuest, this is Elise.
Hi. I'm trying to get comfortable on this big tall pillow.
I know. You share with us?
Yeah. Look, I'm in a high chair.
I know. Nice.
Yeah, we're both learning and we're trying to figure out what's the best way to
To
sit.
sit?
Yeah, so traditionally, Danny, you don't have a pan over there, do you? No.
Oh, I
So
have their pan.
traditionally, the instrument was played.
By all means.
Basically, I would just put it on my lap.
Yeah.
I have these cool things on my pan. They're
Yeah.
called rhythm rests, and they're
Yes.
magnet. Have you seen those?
I
Okay,
think
they're
they're like stands, kind of like a little stubby thing.
no,
No,
these
no,
are
no,
just
no,
like
no.
little stick-on magnets that go around the goo hole, and they're kind of like neoprene rubber on the bottom, so
It
getting
sits
slipped.
on your.
So people like us who have smaller laps, it's a lot easier to deal with.
Right.
You
I've
can
just
get
been wearing shorts and let my
Yeah.
skin out.
Exactly.
There's also some people making a pad that you can strap around your leg, and it's sort of, I guess it's leather, and it's
Mhm.
got enough, grip that it holds the pan, so. That's been a challenge. Traditionally, the lap was the way it was played, but once they started doing this, that changed the game a little bit, because now you can't quite get this,
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit different, a little more challenging to play.
Myself, I like to play standing up. I have a couple stands up there,
Yeah.
and there are different stands that you can get that are made for it. Snare stands are good stand-up snare stands as long as they're, sturdy, and you can adjust the rubber things so you can hold them up. And those are adjustable. You can sit or stand with them.
Mhm.
In a chair, you can have it in front of you. Same thing with these. You can adjust them to sit or stand. So there's a lot of different ways. Some people just don't have a good time sitting, so they have to stand. And that's something that's more accessible for them. So I
And
think now
playing-
there's a lot more ways to do it.
Also playing the pan up, standing up, it almost is like a dance.
Mm.
You kind of you have a movement that you don't necessarily have when you're sitting that I find to be very attractive as a performer, as a player, actually moving around the pan. So anyway, enough talk. I can talk all night about these things because it's really, like I said, it just, it's just once I start, I can't, I just, it all comes out, so, sorry.
I hear you, man.
So I'm playing a pan from, it was built in Milan, Italy, by a lady named Emma Mumigrazia. She's one of our builders in this community. And she's a wonderful player and singer. And anyway, she made this instrument for me, and I'm so happy. And she's got a tacta made in Brazil.
By Raphael.
By Raphael.
Great guy.
And that instrument actually hit the ground here at an event we had. It got knocked off a stand. Yeah. And
Oh, yeah, my heart.
I mean, there were 6 tuners here, so
I know
Right.
no big
Raphael
deal,
was
you
here.
know.
It's gonna fall somewhere, that's the place.
Raphael was here, thankfully.
Yeah, so he said, "Oh, I got it, don't worry." He went outside and we could hear bang, 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 and put it right back in tune. But so that's one thing about the instruments. They still are fragile, you know, and they're not something. So when the stands that he was talking about, the snare drum stands are really good, but they're heavy, and they can be, if you don't adjust them right, they can be a little lopsided. So,
Ones we have are nice.
They're
Ones
okay.
you made.
oh yeah, the ones you made.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole cottage industry of things that has evolved to support these instruments, right? I make these. They're a simple thing to do, right? But they don't exist if you don't make it. You know, so the bags to put the instruments in, all this stuff is all new. You know, which some people have actually found opportunities to become resourceful. You know. So anyway, but back to SoundQuest and some music. I'll stop talking, please. Welcome. You know the drill, right? there's mats, there's cushions. So.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to see you too. So we're gonna invite Danny to come up for a little bit and join us. So again, Danny, for those of you who don't know, and hi, Albert, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. So SoundQuest, like I said, Elise and I we go by SoundQuest when we play together, and we were selected to go to an amazing opportunity in Miami in December. There's an international art show called Art Basel, and it's a pretty big deal. So, but anyway, they created a new exhibit in the art show, and it travels around the world. It's quite a big event, and they created a new exhibit called Global Sound Healing. So somehow they got hold of money and
Global sound bath.
yeah, some global sound bath. I think it's yeah. And it's a continuous 3-day running sound bath with various artists. You know, so when we got selected to be in it, so and I know it's crazy. And they said, can you travel? I said, oh, I don't know, depends on where. They said,
Paris.
Tokyo, Paris. I said, yeah, we can travel. Certainly, we'll travel. But yeah, I mean, it's a long way from there to here now. But we'll see.
The journey.
It started, right? So anyway, again, Danny is the original handpan player in Florida, and he's been in and out of this business for. He built instruments. Danny's like a lot of us who got attracted to it. He just dove in it. You know, it's like, wow, this is something new. It's so cool. It's so different than anything else out there. You know, as far as music goes, and because of the unprecedented nature of it, playing it is a joy because you don't have people barking at you how to play it.
Back
Right?
in the day.
I mean, I remember when I was 9 years old in New Orleans, and my mom and dad said, "What do you want to do this summer?" You probably don't want to play football or anything, right? What else can you do? And I said, how about music? And they said, well, what do you want to play? I said, I'm from New Orleans, right? Louis Armstrong. Trumpet. I'm this big, okay? The trumpet's like that big. So at 9 years old, I'm trying to play a trumpet, and I can remember the instructor, the teacher, was telling me how long I had to practice every day. I'm a kid, right? And I'm thinking, no, I don't have time. I don't have time, even then. So that was the end of that. But had somebody said, here, try this. And whatever you come up with works. That's a whole different story.
That's why I always call them the gateway instrument.
Yeah,
You know,
so we've been introducing them in some of the work we do here in the city is in the hospitals. We work in behavioral health. We work with children, right? So getting vetted to go in there is a whole process in itself. But anyway, we work in there, and kids pick these things up. They sound better than I have, and I've been playing for 15 years. They sound better than me. And I go, oh, great, thanks. Let me have it back. Go sit down. Because it's like embarrassing. They're amazingly good, and it's intuitive. So they don't really have any inhibitions about it, right? We're playing in a small room. There's no hang-ups. There's no audience. It's amazing what people can do with this with no instruction. And so when I think of that, and I think about how music is structured to learn, and how challenging that can be for people, and particularly now, young kids at 6 years old, they're scheduling themselves. I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's the world we've created. That's the world we live in. This trumps that, okay? This nullifies the whole time, because you can do whatever you want with this whenever you want. There's no requirements. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to create something. For a creator, I don't think there's anything quite like this because you can't do anything wrong with it, right? So whatever you do is going to be uniquely yours. And so that's what's happened. And if you watch this genre, you probably picked up on different styles that different people play. And that's kind of how it works. So it's a very freeing thing. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, Danny Sorensen.
Oh no, sorry man. I was just like, this is the first time I've ever touched this pan, so I'm like,
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually play that. You're going to play this one. So.
yeah, that's another thing too. It's like, everyone's like, oh, how many pans do you need? All of them. Yeah. Because all of them are different scales. They all have different flavors. They all have different voices. personalities, you know, just like us, you know, we have different personalities for different times of the year, different times of the day, different times of the hour.
Different materials even. So what you're looking at up here, this was the original material. It's regular steel, it's not anything special, just regular sheet metal. And it's coated with a powder coating that's they use electrolysis to adhere it. And that's what protects it from getting rusty. Okay? Then years later, in fact, our friend from South America, he had orders that he was supposed to fill in the United States, and his supplier couldn't get regular steel. And they were like, well, what are we going to do? And he's like, I don't know, but I got to go to the United States with these instruments that I have to build. So he said, just give me the stainless. He was the first one that pushed stainless into being. And that changed the game completely, because this is stainless as well, but you can hear just the sustaining. I'm gonna play a note. We'll play the same note. So I'm gonna play this note and let it ring and count how long you can hear. Maybe 5 seconds. Go ahead. So like 8 seconds, something like that. It's a little. So the sustain on the stainless is better than this. So if you're a percussionist and you're a fast-handed percussionist, you probably want this in. The sustain will keep coming, right? And you'll catch up with yourself. You know?
But the door locks behind, so
Oh,
I might have to unlock it. If someone comes, just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, just make sure that
Yeah,
you
you
don't
see somebody.
people out. So.
Yeah, people actually experimented with stainless early on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nobody could master it because they're like,
Right.
oh, it's untamable, you can't do it.
Did they ever go out of tune?
Yeah, there's like a little
They have to make tune somehow?
footrest out there, a little rest
So-
outside.
You mean
A
any
little,
instrument?
door,
No.
door stop outside.
These?
A triangle piece of
Yeah.
wood.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You put that in between there.
Yeah, so they will go out of tune, right? In time, hey Shavar, how you doing? In time, you think they're built with hammers, right? So these instruments are built with violence, industrial heat. It's the antithesis of what you're hearing. The process to build this is very industrial, and it's almost defensive in a way, you know, because it's got lots of smells, and you know, like I said, it's oily. You can cut yourself. I did it for 2 years. Believe me, it's a lot of work. But anyway, they do go out of tune over time. Your hands are hammers, right? And it's built with hammers. So eventually, yeah. Now, of course, if you drop it, it's going to probably get knocked out of tune. It's not easy to repair them, and it's not something you should do yourself. You should need to get it back to the builder or find a builder.
Yeah, I have a story on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good stories about these instruments, but anyway, we're going to play a little bit. Let's all hear that
I
for a
may
while.
or may not join in, that's what you do.
Oh, okay.
That's who.
And I think we actually have some instruments. If you guys want to jam, we might actually have that opportunity in a bit. What's up, Kenny? How you doing? Come on in. Kenny, there's chairs. There's a few chairs over where you can sit at the bar. You can sit on a cushion, whatever you need. You want a chair? I can get you one.
I'll try this cushion.
Okay. They're right behind the bar. There's a few there. Fold-out chairs. If you want them, I can grab you one. But, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah.
First time on that pan too.
So see what I'm saying? You know, so like if you once you learn to play these instruments,
I've never played it.
yeah, you can play. You can
That was
you
easy.
can walk up and just
No,
play.
I mean, it was
I mean, it's crazy. It's like a, you know, I'm not even. I don't even think of myself as a musician. You know, I didn't have any musical experience before I met.
Been here before.
I had a little bit of hand drumming
It is.
when I met this instrument, but that was it.
It's growing.
So melody or any of that musical theory, I still don't know. And it really you don't have to, unfortunately. Not that you couldn't figure it out. This particular instrument, this is an E major scale, if you're familiar with that. It has lots of rote music, lots of stuff that you would recognize. You could play on this instrument. 30 and 40 Christmas songs. I mean, it's got all kinds of stuff. So you can make them relevant to our world, but they have a unique ability to be improvisational instruments that just do amazing fun. I mean, what we did, that was not rehearsed. We just got together and said, all right, you take this one, you take that one, I'm gonna start, here we go, boom. And you know, you start a rhythm and next thing you know, you got a song or you got a piece of music or you got something that sounds nice. So, and again, it's the nature of the design of the instruments built in a scale versus every note. So you don't have to think about what notes to pick and play because you can't make a mistake if you just play what's in front of you. You know? Learning how to make that sound good that's where creativity comes in, right? So and it's just trial and error. So it's a real simple thing that you can learn. It teaches you, right? Just the way you hear it. Oh, that sounds really good. Okay, let me repeat that. You know, and that's kind of how I've learned. I mean, I've taken a few classes and I've taken some instruction. Yes.
The formal name for what you just described is pandiatonicism. Pandiatonicism. And I've waited all my life to be able to
say that.
something.
In the right
Tell somebody
context.
that.
You're welcome, Margaret.
And diatonicism.
Pandiatonicism.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
perfectly
good.
fixed.
So that ability, what is it? Pandiatonism? Anyway, that idea is really it's a beautiful thing because you really can't make a mistake. And I've had like people who played instruments their whole life, guitar players and stuff like that. Once I explain that to them, they go, "That's cheating. What you got is cheating because you can't really make a mistake."
I call them glorified harmonicas.
Pandiatonicism.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing, and so what that does is, like I said, it's very empowering for people like myself who never played a musical instrument, and somebody put one in my lap, and I just went, oh wow, I actually can make some pretty sounds. I didn't even call it music, but it sounded good, and it made me relax, it made me cry. I mean, I was first time my brain was still in years, and I just knew that there was something to that it meant something. You know? I still don't know what it means, but I'm still going after it, you know? And so it's really been a great evolution in the community that around the country it's very energetic, it's very peaceful-minded people. Just seems to be a real collection of really very interesting and innovative folks right now. So it's a really cool thing to be part of because you're watching this thing evolve and change and wow, it's so cool, you know, to be part of it, you know. If it doesn't draw your attention, if it's not something you like, I mean, like I said, this place should be packed, right? But it's new, it's just that new. So anyway, we're going to play a few more pieces and then when Annie comes on the stage, we're going to go to that. So this instrument is from Greece, and this is a really bass instrument, I call it, because it has such a low sound. In a piano, or on a piano, the middle of the piano is C3. That's what that designation is. C3 is where the middle key of the piano is, right? So to the left and to the right, it goes up or down, and this is in the second octave. So that this would be to the left of the middle of the piano, trying to match it to the piano. And no instruments, well, there are some ones, right? Some one octave things.
I don't know. Our Canna Boys might have made something.
Yeah, I think they did. But it's like one pan with one note.
It is
What do you do
actually.
with that, you know? They actually make,
Goliath, right?
Goliath.
well, the Goliath is made with these notes, and it's this big. Yeah, you can't even carry it, it's so heavy, but it's really amazing. Anyway, we're gonna play this. And the simplicity, the different sounds that you can draw out of this. And that's where playing the instrument, you learn so much, because there's things that you go, wow, I can do that too. Wow, that sounds so cool. You know, just little things. People are inventing strikes even still. It's that new. There's a new one that I'm not particularly fond of, but it's multiple strikes at once. I don't know. Do you use that, Dan?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't either.
I do it a different way.
So this one has a bunch of bottom notes too, which really kind of make it fun. Some high bottom notes. Turn it around. So another cool thing is that you can just turn the instrument a couple of degrees, play the same thing you were playing pattern-wise, and it's going to sound completely different, but still wonderful, you know, or still relative, you know. So it's really, just like I said, it's very. Come on up, Danny.
I'm playing this F.
Come play this little F integral.
I haven't played it that much yet, so I'm kind of like,
Another pan I haven't played yet.
Yeah, and this is great because you get to see someone play a pan for the first time, and it still sound okay. You know, that's what's like really
well,
amazing about these things.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Believe me, it'll sound fun. How's everybody feeling? Relaxed? How you doing, Kenny?
I can't.
Hey, Elise, hey, doing good.
That's good.
I call this handpan meditation.
There you go.
I use it every day just for that.
How'd you play it? But it's gotten way better, huh? Yeah, good, man. Can't help but improve when you play.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. And Kenny's a percussionist. Kenny came to this instrument with percussion experience, like, so he's got that fast-handed kind of approach, but he really can rip it out, so. We're gonna get you up here. You're still doing the stuff at the church, right?
Yep.
One of these days I'll have a Wednesday off.
So, we're gonna probably let Danny get up here and play a little bit for you. Danny's got a very, long established style of play, and he's, like he said, he stands up and plays. And Danny played at, what was the name of the place?
Volcano Bay.
Yeah, Volcano Bay.
Or, yeah, Universal Studios.
Universal Studios, yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, after you do it for 5 or 6 hours a day, half hour on, half hour off, people coming up with wet, chlorinated hands going, oh, can I play? Yeah, the glamour gets lost
Pretty quick. Yeah, that's another interesting aspect of educating people about the instrument. And I've had a few times where people have walked up, like literally walked up and started wailing on the instrument, and you just have to say, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry, you just can't do that. And people just don't, I guess I just don't understand, or they don't know.
I've had them come up and actually play while I'm playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if someone is playing a guitar, would you go up and pluck the string while they're playing? I guess there's a certain, it's something that invites you
Yeah.
in, which is great, which is what we want to.
Right,
you know,
we want people to play.
Yeah, we want to.
Not while we
bring
play.
that up, yeah. Control people, control.
So, but anyway, so Danny's gonna get up and play a little bit for you. And, again, thank you all for supporting. The tea house here is going to probably be one of the, but in fact, it is going to be the premier handpan, place to go. If you wanna hear handpan music in Jacksonville, this is where you can come and see it or hear it. We do have regular, events like this every month where we play, but we also bring in people from other parts of the state and around the country who want to join us and share and stuff. So that's what we're fostering. Again, because this is all new, there is just no place like that you can say, oh, well, you want to go hear some handpan music, where do you go? You're going to go here.
What's handpan music?
Yeah, what's handpan music? Right, that's the next question. Right? So it's just that new, and thank you all for being here and being part of what I consider a very important project of getting this instrument into the world and into as many hands as we can.
Gateway instrument.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Danny.
I'd like to thank you. Sorry, I'm hobbling along, having a little bit of a gout flare up here, and